Hi, and welcome to Caleb's Trains. Today's video is part 1 of converting our conventional Chessie Steam Special 2101 to TMCC using the Electric Railroad Company's AC Commander kit.
Right here.
As well as Rail Sound steam parts.
Yep.
And adding an electrocoupler to the rear of the tender.
Yep, this is just an electrocoupler we had in our parts from a different project, so we're gonna add that to it. Like Caleb said, part 1 is this is going to go from conventional to command control. After we get this command controlled, then we're gonna go ahead and do some detailing, which is also gonna be cool, but that'll be in a different part. So, all right, so first thing we're gonna do is on the bottom of the tender, the corners here, we got screws. We're gonna take the body off. I want to see what we're working with under there. And this is a big tender, so it looks like we're gonna have no issues with space or anything, any kind of limitations like that. But step 1 is we're gonna go ahead and take that tender cab off, or shell off. All right, so what we did, we took the old coupler off, and the thickness here where it mounts, the original one where it mounts over this pin, the casting on the original one was a lot thicker than the electrocoupler I had. So what I did is I just built it up. I had these washers, and then I built the thickness up the same, so that way it recenters itself. Still has the spring, still has the, everything else is the same. So just wanted to show that, like, even though you may have an electrocoupler that is not exactly the same thickness or whatever, you can just do that. You can build it up that way. It's still, your coupler height is going to stay the same, and you're going to still have the centering feature. So yeah, that's all I want to show. I want to show that we had to do a little when you're doing stuff like this, everything isn't always exactly perfect. You gotta improvise. So we improvised here, but worked out perfect. So just want to show that. All right, so actually there were 6 screws. You had your two corner here, and you had the 2 in the middle, so 6 total screws. This goes to the one of the plug receptacle for the tether, and that is the original Rail Sounds 1 board. You got your backup light, speaker, and on-off switch here, and I believe that is this here. I think has something to do with the chuff board, maybe. I'm not really sure. Or maybe that's I'm really sure what that is. Anyway, so we're going to remove all this. A lot of room. This board here is pretty much about the same footprint as that one. I have a Fat Boy speaker. This is a mini Fat Boy speaker that they come with. I have a really big Fat Boy speaker. I think I might try and use in this. I'll have enough room. We'll see which one sounds better. But yeah, that's where we're at. We're going to be going on, start taking this off and getting ready to put the new one in. All right, so there we got our Chessie's tender frame kind of cleaned off here. I like that volume control, so I just snipped the wire, and I think we're going to reuse this one. This here goes to the chuff magnet, the original chuff magnet setup that they have. I may try to, I don't know how this is going to work yet, so we're going to see. I left it, I just clipped it off, and I left enough wires everywhere on the original board, so I know where everything goes. This here is for the tether. This will go back in the tender to plug in. This is what I'll use to connect the engine and tender. So I got that. Like I said, here's the electrocoupler. Now this, I left this connected to the original board. This is the speaker that it originally had. Now this is the one that the Electric Railroad Company comes with. And these are good. They got the acoustic chamber on them and stuff. I've used them on other projects and I like them. But I had bought this from Lionel. And look at the difference. Just the difference in the sheer size of the magnets on these. And it's the same basic size, like diameter. But just look at, I don't know if this is sheer. Look, I mean, just look at the sheer size difference. And this had a good sound to it. And I think the shell of the tender works as an acoustical chamber itself. So we're going to use this one because it fits in here and has plenty of room. This thing is massive. And I've wanted to use this when Lionel had their 50% off parts things. I came across this when I was looking for something else. And I was like, well, I'm going to get one because it's actually the same one that the 844 Legacy 844 tender uses. So I was like, well, I always have a backup spare. They're never going to go out. So I want to use it on a different project. And I think this is the one that I'm going to use it on. So that's it. And that's what we're going to do. So that's where we're at. All right, real quick. We're sitting there wondering what this was. It is the volume control. Right there through the right there, you can see it, there's a little hole for you can have access to it. I remember seeing on the box that it said that there's a volume control on the tender or in the instructions or whatever when we got this, you know. And I never could find it. I always thought it was the hatch or something, and the hatches didn't open. So I was like, I don't know where, you know, it must be just a mistake on the instructions. But yeah, right there, that's what it is. So that's pretty ingenious how it's through the drawbar there, and it's out of sight. So I think we might retain that for our volume control on the new one.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's real cool. So anyway, I just wanted to let everyone know that's exactly what that is. It's the volume control pod. So yep, now we're gonna get into removing this stuff. All right, we're back. So right now we have the tender. We got the Fat Boy, that real big speaker. We have that in mounted, and it's in right over where the original was. We have the Rail Sounds 5 board, and that's all. That's just plug and play. This is real simple. That's why I'm really not showing it on video. I mean, it's this kind of stuff is real basic. Got your backup light. I got all the wiring running through here. I got it zip tied up, kind of nice. This is your command board, your driver board, however you want to call it. That's your antenna. Everything up to this point, without taking the locomotive apart, is done. You got your run program switch here. You got your magnet and read pickup there for the chuffs. I think we're gonna go that route with it. Other than that, this is really ready to just be set aside, and we need to take the locomotive apart to do the work that we got to do there. So I got it in our little cradle, and we're gonna go ahead and take the shell off, and then we'll come back and show you what that looks like. All right, here we go. I think we got this figured out here. So we got the Electric Railroad Company board in the tender. We have that big Fat Boy speaker mounted in here, and then we have the Rail Sounds board also in the tender. So everything fits real nice. This is a huge tender. Real good, easy to work with. So we have all that put in. I made a tether between the locomotive and the tender itself. It's a what is that? A 6-pin, 2, 4, 7 pin, I think. 8 pin, my fault. It's an 8 pin. And that covers all the wiring for to the motor itself, and also smoke and headlight and your power and ground, because there are no pickup rollers on the tender, so I had to run it through this tether, and that's where it gets its power from. So that's all done, fits real nice, zip tied in. This is the antenna. We have not, that's going to go underneath the coal load. We're going to do that when we get to that point. Like I said, we got all that. This had a glowing firebox, or a red firebox glow to it. We retained that. There's like this box here. This kind of controlled the firebox, so I left that. It has no control to it. It's just off-track power. But that way the flickering firebox or whatever continues. So we got that. This white wire here, we don't have a smoke unit yet for it. I'm going to get a fan-driven smoke unit and put in it, but I don't have one right now. I thought I had one, but I did not. I used it in a different project, so I need to order one. So we're going to put a fan-driven smoke unit in, and then that will go to the fan-driven smoke unit. This is for our headlight when we get the boiler back on it. But yeah, that's it. I mean, it's pretty clean installation. Had a little issue. I was one wire off, and for the life of me was having all kinds of problems figuring it out. But then I kind of sat back and we got it right. So it's all good to go now. So I'll fire it up so you can hear the sounds, see it move, although it's not together. And then we'll next step's going to be putting this back together and start our detailing on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire this up real quick. Oh, you have track power on.
Sorry.
You have to just edit that out.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. So we already programmed it. It's engine 21 on ours. There's a startup. All right. Bell.
How's that track look? Are we clear? Over. Affirmative, the track is yours. Over. Roger that. All clear. Out.
You could control the volume from the remote just like any other TMCC or legacy engine.
Dispatcher here. You're cleared off the main. Over. Roger that. All clear. Out.
So this is just your generic rail sounds 5 steam, big steam. So, all right, we're gonna pull it out here a little bit, let you see it move. Little example, it runs. We're pretty close to 4 chuffs per revolution.
It's pretty darn close.
Yeah, it's close enough for me. It's a reed switch and a magnet, so try to get them as close as possible. I think this was pretty darn close, so I'm happy with it. Figuring it's my little project here, so I guess if I'm happy with it, Caleb's happy with it. So.
That's right.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing back together and start our detailing. So that's it for now. Happy railroading.
Happy railroading.
Dispatcher here. You're cleared off the main. Over. Roger that. All clear. Out. track booked. Are we clear? Over. Affirmative, the track is yours. Over. Roger that. All clear. Out.
Alright, so now that we have the locomotive running, we're going to go ahead and start off the cosmetic upgrades with the tender first. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking out the plastic coal load, and we're going to be making a realistic coal load. And it's actually pretty easy. On the inside there's just 2 Phillips screws that I'm going to unscrew right now, and then after that I'm going to show you the rest of the project. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so now I took the coal load off of the tender, and I just set the tender shell on the shelf there. And so yeah, what we got here, right here we have some of this Woodland Scenics model coal. And this is what we're going to be using to make the realistic coal load in our Steam Special. Looks just like the real Lionel coal that Lionel uses for their legacy models. And then right here we have some spray adhesive, and that's how we're going to keep all the coal together. So we're going to go ahead and move to a different spot so that we can do this, and I think it's going to come out really good. So yeah.
Alright, so what we're going to do, we got our plastic coal load out. We're going to spray it with our 3M Super 77 multi-purpose adhesive. And then we're going to use our Woodland Scenics coal. So first we're going to get a good spray down on there. Get a good coverage on there. You already got a coal load on it. So do that. Open up our Woodland Scenics here. Get scissors. And I didn't cut it. All right. Go ahead and cover it.
Very generous.
Yep. And then I was going to take and go like this. And now you're going to have a lot of loose. I'm just trying to work it into all the nooks and crannies in there. And like I said, we're doing it on this plastic so we can recover some of it. We're not going to lose all of it. I'm just going to push it in there and kind of pick it up, shake it off a little bit and see what we got. Well, it looks pretty good. So we'll let that dry. Clean her up. If we gotta do a second round, we'll do a second round. That looks pretty good though.
Looks pretty darn good.
All right. So here we have our Chessie Steam Specials put back together after the conversion over to the TMCC. Kind of want to show show how we did the coal load. It had a plastic molded in coal load, and we went ahead and glued in coal to make it more realistic. I think it came out amazing.
Yeah, it sure did.
To me, it's on par with like Legacy and MTH engines.
Premier engines. Right?
Yeah, Premier engines. Looks real good. Let us know in the comments what you think, how that turned out. But I, for one, am really happy with it. I think it exceeded my expectations. So really happy with that. Like I said, we got the whole locomotive put back together, but we will be taking it back apart. And we're going to go over that here in a second, what we're going to do moving forward. But yeah, so far so good. It's turning out really good. Now we're going to go into the detailing of we're going to go over the details and what we're going to do to make this thing look even better. All right, we're back. So here we have our 2101, our T1 here. And this is, in my opinion, a really nice model. Really nice looking locomotive. But we're going to do a couple things here to make it look even better. Add the detail that it kind of lacked. Well, we're going to try anyway. So first things first, see the boiler front of this locomotive. It's got the bell and the headlight and ornamental number boards there. But it's kind of lacking in the details. What we did to change that is I went on Lionel's website, searched through their parts. Originally, I looked for the Legacy Chessie Steam Special. I was going to get the boiler front for it, but it was unavailable. Maybe some other people had the same idea as me and got to them before me. So I kept searching, and what I ended up coming up with was I found the front of the American Freedom version, and it has your marker lights, your number boards, headlight, opens and shuts, got a magnet, typical Lionel Legacy features. And what I originally was going to do, we're just going to take the marker lights off and the number boards. We were going to put it on this front. But more I got looking into it, I like this one better. I already got this one screwed. So we can take this out. And if you look at them, they're similar. I mean, they're probably from the same casting at some point. The bell just unscrews on the original. We're just going to transfer it over to this one. I'm going to take everything off of it. There was wiring and everything, LEDs for all of this. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to run a headlight. I'm not that big into whether it's got the lights on it or not. Maybe at some point I might change my mind, but for right now, we're just going to run a headlight on this locomotive. I know it says 1 here, and it did say 1. I removed them already. And I'm going to do the same here, and I'm going to get some, hopefully find some smaller numbers, and we're just going to number it 2101 for this. I know the elephant in the room here is it's black. The boiler front is black, and obviously it's gray. Kind of give you an idea what it's going to look like. So what we're going to attempt to do is try and find a gray that is the same, and we're going to paint this. We're going to take everything off of it and paint it. That's option 1. Option 2 will be taking the handrails off, taking the boiler back off, and painting the smoke box and the boiler front together so that they match. There's gonna be one or the other. I suppose it may end up being we're painting everything. I was trying to avoid that, but this is kind of an odd gray. It's light, but it's not real light, and it's an odd color. So if we find something, that's what we're gonna do. Just paint the boiler front. If not, we're gonna get as close as possible, and we'll just paint it all at one time. So that's our plan with our boiler fronts. I ordered from Lionel. I got a smoke unit here. We're gonna go with a fan-driven smoke unit. Nothing special. It's a TMCC one. It's the same one I put in when I did my 783 Hudson New York Central, which we don't have anymore. But I put it in that one, and it's basically the same one that like the J's, the early TMCC J's, like we have our 606. It's got that. It's just a steady stream of smoke that comes out. It doesn't chuff. It doesn't move puff with the chuffs of the locomotive. I just kind of want the smoke feature. I don't really. I'm not that big into it. How it looks is other than that we have smoke. And that one worked really good when I did the 783. So that's what we're gonna put in this one. I love the front of this, love the radiator. I don't like this cast-in coupler. So what I did when I was looking for parts, I got some dummy scale couplers. I got two different ones here. I don't know which one I'm gonna use yet. I'm gonna have to figure out, I'm gonna have to cut this old one off and then figure out how I'm gonna mount this on there. But we're gonna put an actual dummy coupler on there to simulate that. I also have the pin that goes through it, and I have a coupler cut bar here. So I might have to get creative and make some mounts to mount it to the pilot here. But that's what I want to do. That's what me and Caleb were talking about doing, is going ahead and putting coupler cut bar, dummy coupler on there. The fronts of the steps here on the pilot are supposed to be white. We're going to paint them white. Also in the cab, it's a nice cab. You know, it's somewhat detailed. And we got a couple figures, engineer figure. I know it's the same guy. We got a couple other ones too. But we picked these up from Lionel. They got the seat and everything too. So we're gonna mount some figures in there, crew, so to speak. So we're gonna detail the inside of the cab, and also, I don't know if you can see this or not, but we got the eagle for the front of it that sits on the headlight. So it'll be something to that effect, something like that. I mean, I'm showing you with my fingers. You get the point though. So we got the eagle to go on there as well. I always thought that was a cool little touch that they had on the original when this ran as a Chessie Steam Special. So we're going to take care of that as well. You've seen the co-load, how that came out. Really, at this point, I think those updates are going to be really, really nice. I'm not really wild about this whistle that they got on here. And I've been looking for a couple different options, maybe, to get something a little bit more realistic to the original Chessie Steam Special. But for now, that's going to sit on there. Maybe we will find an appropriate whistle to switch out with it. And we went over, we have our the decals for our passenger cars. That's going to be a whole different set of videos when we get to doing the passenger cars. We're working on locomotive right now. Other than that, you've seen our little run session we just did, showing kind of the to this point finished locomotive. Our headlight was burned out. It's always something. So I had a new headlight to put in it as well. So we're going to take this apart. Next time you see it, hopefully we have all these parts on it, and then we'll get to working on the passenger cars, hopefully. So that's where we're at on our update. We hope you enjoyed it up to this point. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned as we go through and get this beautiful locomotive, in my opinion, up to the standard that I feel it needs to be, that where me and Caleb both wanted to get to. So yep, there'll be a part 3 coming up here soon, and yeah, other than that, as always, happy railroading.
Hi, and welcome to Caleb's Trains. Today's video is going to be part 3 of our Lionel Chessie Steam Special upgrades. So just real quick to recap what we've done so far, we went ahead and changed the original electric E-unit to TMCC, which is really nice, running really flawlessly. And after we converted it, we started the cosmetic upgrades. And the very first thing we did was the coal load in the tender, because originally it had a plastic coal load, and we went ahead and changed it to a realistic coal load that looks just like the Lionel Legacy and MTH Premier engines. So that turned out really nice. We're really happy with that. And then one of the biggest things was the boiler front right here. And we went on Lionel's parts website and we found an American Freedom Train boiler front, because they didn't have the Chessie Steam Special boiler fronts anymore. So we went ahead and painted it gray. We matched the gray. It blends in with the existing boiler front, or smoke box, excuse me, which looks great. We're both really happy with it, me and my dad, so that's nice. You can see we added some other things too, like the gold eagle up top and these 2 American flags, because we were looking at pictures and sometimes the Steam Special had flags up by the marker lights, so put them up there. We think that looks pretty cool. And so we also put crew figures inside the cab, which looks really good with them in there. And also we went ahead and put a fan driven smoke unit inside. Smokes really good, really nice smoke unit. So it looks really cool with the smoke on, and we'll show you that in a minute, what that looks like. So but yes, that pretty much covers what we've done so far. And now let's go ahead and talk about the things that's next on the agenda for this locomotive. So first of all, we're looking to get some numbers to put on the number boards, because we're not going to just leave them blank. So and then also another big project is going to be the pilot here. This is just a molded-in coupler, and what we have is an O-scale coupler and a coupler cut bar, and we're gonna try and put the O-scale coupler on there and then mount the coupler cut bar. So that'll be a fun project to do. I think it'll make the locomotive look a whole lot better with that. And also with the pilot, we're going to be painting these the step fronts white as they were on the prototype, the actual Steam Special. So yeah, with oh yeah, and then we're also still looking for a whistle, a more prototypical whistle to put on it. Haven't really looked into it a whole lot, but that is something we're still looking into. And with that said, I think that's pretty much about everything we're going to be doing to the locomotive. And then once all of those are done, we're going to be shifting our focus to the passenger cars, painting those and detailing and decaling them. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That should be coming up soon, hopefully.
And really, one other thing I want to add, when this ran, it had a auxiliary tender, which was in real life it was a former Mohawk New York Central tender that they converted to an auxiliary tender and a tool car. And we've been looking, and we're still looking. We're gonna get one of those and paint it up because we want to add the auxiliary tender as well, because it's really impressive looking when they were all together. So that's something we're kind of on the lookout for too. It's not like the biggest priority in the world, but we are going to do that too. We definitely, that's something we want to add to it as well.
Yes, I think it would make the train look really cool with that. It makes it even longer, and
Yep.
that just would look really cool.
It would just complete it, I think. You
Right.
know? And then one other thing with the locomotive, we were kind of toying around with the idea of putting glass in the windows.
Not
well,
actual glass, like
yeah,
plastic.
yeah, but we're kind of on the fence with that. We're gonna see. We may not. We'll see how it looks.
Yeah, we haven't decided yet.
Yeah, but all the little things too, like chains on the tender trucks. I like how MTH does that.
Yeah, that
you know, I wish Lionel would do it more on their. They do it on some of their engines. I wish they would do it more. And we're thinking about adding those as well. I think that's a really cool detail. It just adds just to the realism of the locomotives.
Yeah, extra detail, more realism.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So, other than that, we're gonna do a little run session with it, kind of show you the different features and how well it runs and how it looks. So, yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoy so far this upgrade series we're doing, and yeah, you got anything you want to add else, Caleb?
Not really. Just stay tuned for part 4, and if there's part 5, and if there are any more parts, stay tuned for all those. So yeah. So that's all I have.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching, and as always, happy railroading.
All right, let's do it.
Enjoy the video.
How's that track look? Are we clear? Over. Affirmative. The track is yours. Over. Roger that. All clear. Out.
Hi, and welcome to Caleb's Trains. So welcome to part 4 of upgrading our Lionel Chessie Steam Special. And right here we have the Steam Special, and we're going to show you the pretty much finished front of the locomotive and what we've done in the past week So first of all, we're gonna start at the bottom. You see the steps. We painted the white fronts as well as the sides. You can't see it right now, but the sides also painted white.
That's per pictures we found on the internet of the actual 2101 Steam Special.
Right.
They had the footboards on the pilot painted like that, so we replicated that.
I think they turned out really nice, so that's good. And then also one of the big things, right here we put on our dummy O-scale coupler.
Scale coupler.
And then the coupler cut bar, the chain. It actually does work a little bit here. Go up a little bit.
It works.
So yeah, it's pretty nice.
Just like a line of Legacy.
We found some stanchions and we put the cut bar in there, so that's how that moves. So really nice little touch. I was glad we were able to do that.
Thought that came out real good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Especially compared to with the molded in coupler that it had from the factory. It just looks, I think it went up a million times on the visual.
Oh yeah, for sure. Then now looking up here by the boiler front, the top we have the number boards, and you see we put the 2101 on the number boards, which I think turned out really nice.
Those are just some water transfer decals that we had from other projects that we have done, and I had enough left to be able to put together 2101. But under the headlight it still says in the number 1.
Yeah, we need to get some numbers for that.
Yeah, I didn't have enough numbers for that, so.
Yeah, but other than that little number plate there,
yeah,
front's pretty much looking good, and I think we're gonna call it done.
Yeah, I'm happy with how that came out, how it's turned out. I think if you really look at that and you take a look at the Legacy version that Lionel came out with, I mean, it looks good. I think it came out, that's even better than I was hoping for. So
yeah, really happy with it.
I think that's a really nice look. I think Caleb's gonna put in a before and after.
Yeah, and you'll see this is the stock, 100% stock.
Mm-hmm. That's a huge difference right there.
Yeah, so and here, this is back to how it is now. Crazy, right?
Yeah, that is crazy.
I mean, it just looks so plain before.
And we thought it looked good.
I know, and we thought it looked good. No, this looks good.
Yeah, this looks great. So yeah, we're very happy with how this part of the project's come out, and
yeah,
really at this point, I think we're gonna call the engine. It's gonna be done for now.
Yeah, we're still looking for a whistle.
Yeah, we're looking for a whistle.
But,
I mean, we haven't looked really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I can go on Lionel's parts website and get one.
Yeah. We haven't put glass in the cab
the cab windows. Yeah.
Those are the little projects, though. Those aren't something big.
No,
like,
that's just little
like the
stuff.
front of the locomotive. That's something big.
That was a project.
So now we're gonna start focusing on the passenger cars more. We already kind of started tinkering with one of them to kind of see how the existing letters will come off. So
yeah, I think we have the observation car off, and we were working on it a little bit, and pretty much we're gonna have to. I was hoping to unletter it, get the lettering off of it, because it came with Chesapeake and Ohio, and then it has like different names on each car. We were going to remove them, and they come off with alcohol, but they're dark blue, and you really, it's soaked in over the years. It's soaked into that yellow paint, and even when I get it removed completely, you can still see like the ghost printing of it. I mean, it's still there. Like, if you look at it at a certain angle, you can see it, and it's like we have a yellow that matches the yellow on the cars perfectly. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove all the lettering, and then we're just kind of gonna
touch it up.
Just touch it up a little bit. Just do a little dusting and then clear them. Just so you don't have any of that lettering at certain angles of light or whatever. We're going to take care of that. I think that's the route we're going to go on it. And with the orange stripe, I'm going to probably have to pick up some orange because it's going to be the same deal. You're going to be able to see like the ghost letters even when they're removed. So that's probably going to be our kind of our next little project to conquer on it. Paint the roof tops gray like the real ones were.
Right.
Also, I'd like to get some diaphragms, some rubber diaphragms, and put on them.
Yeah.
I think that would be a nice little touch.
That would be a nice touch.
So that's something we're gonna kind of keep an eye out for as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's where we're at with the passenger cars and our projects. So we might have one or two more parts to it, and we're gonna probably wrap this one up. But it's been fun. But I'm looking forward to getting the cars because we got all the lettering, the decals for that. So that's gonna be pretty
look
cool.
great. It's just gonna look awesome with the complete train, having the steam special, the locomotive looking the way it is, and then having all the matching passenger cars.
Yep.
It's gonna look great.
Yep. So stay tuned for that. And
Yep.
Yeah, that kind of wraps up where we're at with the locomotive right now, though.
Mm-hmm.
So hope you guys have enjoyed it up to this point, and got a run session for you. Hope you enjoy that.
Yep. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy railroading. Enjoy the video.
Alright, welcome back. As you can see, we now have our passenger cars painted and decaled, and we're going to show them off here for our Chessie Steam Special project we got going on. The very first car, it's our baggage car, and you can see how we repainted them. We got the yellow, orange, and then the gray roofs. The paintwork came out really well on these. And then you can see the Chessie Steam Special emblem or logo. And that car is PC100, which was the power car in the original consist. So we replicated that one with the decals, and thought it came out really good. Yeah, the paint, we didn't record the painting or the decal work because we've done that in the past. There's really no magic there. It's just taping off the paint lines and what have you, and then clearing it. We put like a matte clear on it to kind of match the locomotive, the shine that has. So thought all in all, we matched them up pretty darn good. I thought these cars came out great. So like I said, that's our power car. That's the PC100. So now we're going to move on to the next one. And here we have car number 1. It is a combination car. And as you can see, the number 1 there on the right hand side, it's got the Chessie Steam Special emblem there on the left. And then it's got the celebrating B&O sesquicentennial and the 151st birthday of American railroading. Instead of the 150th birthday, we put the 151st birthday because we're modeling the 1978 run that the Chessie Steam Special had. That's the year I seen it when I was a little kid, and I was little. I just remember seeing the colorful steam engine and cars. But this is the one, this is the year that we are modeling with this. So that's why we chose those that set of decals for this car. Again, we didn't record the painting of it, but it come out great. Think it looks really good. Caleb put them back together. We painted them, put them back together. It came out really well. So yeah, that's the one car that's got like the B&O stuff on it. The rest of them are just gonna have the Chessie Steam Special emblem and their number. So we're gonna move on to the next one, show you that one. And here's car number 7. Again, you got on the right hand side there, lower right hand side of the car, you got the number 7. On the lower left hand side, you got the Chessie Steam Special emblem. And again, the paint came out excellent on this car as well. All of our silhouetted windows are back in there. Caleb took care of all that stuff as well. So yeah, pretty much like the other ones. And then we'll move on to car number 4. And there's car number 4. That one, again, same as the others, just got the number 4 on the lower right hand side. And it's got the Steam Special emblem there on the left hand side. And yep, that's it. Another one came out really good. Paint looks good on it. Did a pretty darn good job on these, I think. So final one is our observation car. All right, here's our final car, the observation car. Again, Chessie Steam Special emblem. Got the number 18 for the car. That was the actual number of the observation car on the train. And the one other thing that this one has, we put the drum head on it. So Caleb's gonna scooch the camera around so you can see the drum head. And there you go. There's the drum head. We just used a piece of it was like cardstock, or it was like kind of like a poly I don't know, strand that we use. We put the decal on that to make the drum head, and then we just it's just hot glued on there because there was no way to really mount it, so we just went that route. Thought it came out pretty good. For I think when we paid for these cars, I think we paid about $100 for the cars, if that.
Yeah.
They were some Williams cars that were Chesapeake and Ohio. Kind of looked like the Chessie Steam Special, but they had like different numbers and car names on them and stuff, and the roofs were blue. It's been a fun project. I know I enjoyed it. It's something I've always wanted to do.
Yep.
I always wanted to get that locomotive. And then when we seen the cars and that, we grabbed them. So well, we can make them look accurate. Found the decals. Those were Circus City is the company that makes those decals. Some of our other projects, that's why I really didn't show any of the steps. I mean, we've seen it a million times before when we did our auxiliary tenders for the Union Pacific, and we repainted those and decaled them up. It's the same decal company, Circus City. They have really nice, their decals are really, really nice. I would 110% recommend them if you want to decide to do your own little project of changing a railroad or doing like what we're doing, something like that, updating stuff. They're water slide decals, and they're really high quality, really durable.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very, very much a joy to work with those decals. They perform flawlessly. So enjoy. Makes it easier when the products are actually good. So
Very high quality.
Yep, I would definitely recommend them to anyone looking to do re-lettering or a decal project of their own. Go for it. So other than that, that's where we're at with this. I think we're about ready to call this one complete. We still want to get an auxiliary tender. I'm kind of looking for a Mohawk tender, so we can convert that over to the Chessie Steam Special auxiliary tender that it used. So that's still part of the project. We don't have one yet. Kind of seen a couple, but I'm not paying the money that I've seen them going for. So we'll keep an eye out for them. Eventually one will pop up, and that'll be we'll do a little video or something, a little series on that if we ever get one. And I find any more passenger cars that'll match with these, since we got the colors down pat, we'll definitely add maybe a couple more passenger cars to the consist. The sheet that Circus City decals sells, you can do I want to say it's like 20 cars or something like that. From
you can do a lot of cars.
It's like 15, 20 cars, something like that, that you can do and decal up. So we pick up a couple more. We probably will do that too. It's fun. Make it a little longer even. So that's where we're at with the project. We're going to call it complete for now. Again, is 100% accurate? Probably not, but it's pretty close from going off pictures and stuff. We're happy with it. And with the improvements we did with the locomotive, it looks like it's a really nice train set going around the layout. So for now, we're done with it. We have any other little, like I said, add-ons or whatever, we'll include them and show them. So other than that, we're gonna run this puppy and enjoy it. And as always,
happy railroading.
All right, let's do it.
Enjoy the video.